Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Good morning. For those of you guys that are just coming in, good morning. My name is Nimi Bello, and I was telling everybody to. It's gone. Okay. There was a QR code up there for you to scan, and it takes you to my LinkedIn. So hopefully we can get there. It is. So if you scan that, it's going to take you to my LinkedIn, and it's going to tell you a little bit about my background. So I kind of wanted us to give you guys an opportunity to kind of take a look and see what is it that she does exactly. We'll get into it in just a few minutes. So if you could just scan that QR code for me, let's be friends on LinkedIn. Send me a message, and I will definitely connect with you after all of this. Still hearing a little bit of feedback. So I was telling everybody earlier, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and the parking situation almost took me out. So I told my friend, I was like, you know what? Just go ahead and park the car, drop me off in the front. I don't want to have a meltdown before I have to go do this workshop because, again, I'm a Southern girl at heart. Been living in Atlanta. I'm used to our chaos over there. We got a cute little parking deck, and then over here is parallel parking, like madness over here. So that is my welcome back to DC. So yes, so we're off to a great start. So hopefully you guys did not have any parking issues like I did, and we'll get started. So it's going to be very interactive. I'm not going to sit down here and talk to you for 30 minutes. We're going to do a lot of interaction. So how many of you guys have already scanned the QR code already? Okay, so if you scan the QR code, let's play a quick game. Who can tell me one thing that they've learned about me from looking at my LinkedIn? Oh, did y'all not look at the LinkedIn? Oh, I work at a Deloitte? Okay, that's a good one. What's another thing that you guys learned about me from looking at my LinkedIn? Okay. Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, what else? Somebody said something about release train engineer. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Do you know what that is? Can you elaborate what that is? Oh, big dog of Agile. Okay. I've been called several things, but not that. Yes, I work a lot with them. Uh-huh. Yes. But yeah, thank you. That's a great segue into talking about the topic for today. Are we all good to go? Okay, we are all good to go. So, as I mentioned, my name is Nimi, and I am a release train engineer currently at Deloitte. But before I get into all of that, I was in sales before transitioning into this space and started off as a scrum master. And even before I got into being a scrum master, I got obsessed with just the idea and the philosophy of agile. So for many of you here, hopefully again, if you scan the QR code, we can always come back to that also. Can we get to the next slide, please? So in this workshop for today, we're going to get into the world of agile methodologies and why it's important and how you can apply it to different field. So I'm talking about consulting mostly because I am currently in the consulting space. And I think a lot of people can definitely relate, whether you're a business owner, whether you're currently working in a big enterprise company, a startup, whatever the case is, right? So agile is something that I believe that has truly transformed the way that we do business, how we scale up efficiently with business. So I'll talk a little bit more about that, but the three things that I kind of want us to focus on for today is I want us to explore the key principles of Agile, and I also want us to go into best practices and case studies. So we're going to have a workshop where we're going to hands-on activity that we're going to actually do today. So prepare for that, and then value and impact of Agile. So before we get started, does anybody have any questions or concerns? Ooh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next slide, please. All right. So let me get your take on this. I know it says what, why, and how on here. Who can tell me what is Agile from your understanding? What do you think it is? You tell me. Huh? Okay. Platform for analytics. Okay. Uh huh. Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that. And I was looking for you to say that word, iteration. Love that. Okay. Who else? Uh-huh. Okay. Nice. Okay. Nice. 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 Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. I love it. Love it. Anybody else on the definition of what is agile? Okay, so I heard a lot of buzzwords. I heard increments. I heard iteration. I heard doing things, breaking things down. Those are all correct definition. And in summary, as you all can see here, agile is something that does a lot with collaboration. Collaborative. We also want to do things in iteration, and then also you'll see it in a lot of software development teams. But I would say that since COVID happened, a lot of companies outside of product software, they've now adopted this because it did help us to scale quickly. You'll see things like when I was working at Capital One is what we consider now a fintech company. And how Capital One was able to do that successfully, they utilized Agile. And how they did that was from the CEO all the way to the customer service, they all speak Agile. So now when you think of Capital One, you think about them as a financial tech company. There's the tech side of them and there's the financial side of them. But they're doing business as a software development company, but they're a financial institution. So that's a little bit of an example to kind of show you the power of when we talked about unlocking adaptability with Agile. That's a perfect example that I can think of off the top of my head. So when we talk about why, why is Agile important? Does anybody know why? Go ahead. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Uh huh. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Uh huh. Go ahead. Yes, yes. Yes, and I like that you talked about waterfall. That's something that is really, really important because when we think about traditional project management, she mentioned something that's really, really important. You don't really have room to be flexible. It's, I have a date, it's drop dead, we got to go ahead and deliver it on that date. What Agile does is, hey, we know that we're going to run into roadblocks. We know that right now, if we were on the team, somebody can get sick on the team. That impacts the capacity. That changes the deliverables and everything. But we have transparency. We're able to run things like sprints. I'm not going to get into all the technicalities of that because that's going into the how, which is why there's a question mark for the how. Because in 30 minutes, there's no way that I can fully break down the how of Agile, which is why we had that exercise. Because when you guys do the practical exercise, it'll put in picture as to the how. And then you can kind of make a correlation as an entrepreneur, career professional, or even working in a software development team, any environment. I would argue that because it's about that collaborative approach and also having things in increments and breaking it down. Any questions about the what and the why? All right. If there are no questions, next slide, please. All right. So this is one of probably, I would say, the most important things for you to really understand. If there's anything that I want you to take out is there are 4 core values when we talk about Agile. And there's a whole bunch of theories and different things out there, but if you can remember this, this will always help you to remember the foundation and how to apply it too. So up the top, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. In an agile team, you'll see things like we use Jira, we use Asana, we use different things to do our day to day and to have transparency, right? We have emails, we have things like Slack, we have things like Teams. All those tools that I just mentioned is great, but You want to have individual interaction. And you don't want the tools and the processes to overtake those interactions. That's where we go back into that collaboration. It's really, really important and imperative to build that relationship, which is why going back to that first exercise, I said, hey, pull out your phone, scan the QR code, get to know me, and I can get to know you also, because that's important. We want to create those relationships, because if we would believe in the Agile space, if you create that relationship and you foster that environment, then everything else is going to be a key component, and it kind of goes in together, and they kind of work hand in hand. So when I talk about this, how it relates to consulting, I talked about fostering open communication, collaboration amongst teams, and there are different tools and different drivers that will help to push the relationship. And then also, we want to also remember that Agile also encourages enhancing teamwork and client engagement also. So I talked about building a relationship, like pulling out your phone, scanning that QR code, things like that. Get to know my background, let me get to know what you're doing, and that's how you can kind of have those relationships really quickly. So the second part is working solutions over comprehensive documentation. While documentation is very, very important, it does help with cross trainings and everything else. You definitely want to make sure that you are solution oriented. We're constantly thinking about, how do I provide solution? In the context of consulting, you definitely want to make sure that you have tangible and practical results, which is why we're going to do that exercise in just a few minutes, so that all the stuff that I'm talking about is great, but how do we apply it that it's practical, that you can walk away here with some value, which is really, really important for me. Any questions about those two things I just talked about? All right, come on in, hey. Okay. All right, so the third value, and when we're talking about core values of Agile, is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Why is this important? Does anybody know? Go ahead. Yes. I love that. Yes. Customer centricity, absolutely, in a nutshell. Yes. Yes, I 1000% agree, and I think it also builds trust. Also, I think the key takeaway for me, and I would definitely argue that this is probably one of the most important value, because again, this is where you talk about customer centricity. You talk about when we get into, like, you see things that's been happening is storytelling. Right now, people don't actually buy the product anymore. People buy the story behind the brand at this point. If you think about it from a digital marketing perspective, how things are placed, most people are emotional buyers. We all are. If you can relate to that brand and you have trust, you'll be more compelled to spend your dollar with that. So when we talk about customer collaboration over contract negotiation, is making sure that you have that understanding of customer centricity. What is my customer like? Involving them as part of the process. And you'll see some teams that I know that I've worked on in the past, where they'll have the customer actually providing data points to the team. It actually makes things move a lot faster. It improves the quality, and it improves that collaboration that you have between the client and the consumer. All of those things. It kind of works well rounded. The last thing is responding to change over following a plan. I cannot stress how this is important. It happened to me a few minutes ago. I had a plan this morning. I'm gonna leave at a certain time. When I get there, I'm gonna park and I'm gonna get to business per usual. But what happened? I don't live in DC. I didn't think about the parking. I didn't prepare for the parking. I thought it was gonna be an easy breeze. I was gonna just come, pull up, park. Nah, that was not the case. So the Agilist in me was like, hi Tanu. I was like, hi, let's go ahead and just pull me up to the front and let me go ahead and just, you figure out the parking and let me go ahead and do what I do with the presentation. So why is it really important for you to have a mindset of responding to change over following the plan? Can anybody tell me? Go ahead. Absolutely. Yes. 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 I love that. She mentioned something that was really important. The customer can change a certain feature. You could have been knee deep on a project and you could have been working on it for 6 months. And in the last month, the customer gonna do what the customer gonna do. They're indecisive, they're impulsive, they're emotional, different things happening. And they're like, hey, actually, I know I wanted a cake, but I want it to be now two-tier cake. And you're like, wait, I've already built the cake. It's ready to go. I was packaging the cake and to send it out. And now you want to tell me you want an additional layer to the cake? It's frustrating, but you have to give that room as a partner to your customer to have that flexibility. And that's one of the things that I love so much about the agility mindset and just agile in general, because it pushes you to force to get out of a space of this is how it's been done. I'm gonna always do it this way, but now you have to be open to change. Any questions about these 4 values before we get into the exercise? Get familiar with them because we are going to use these 4 as part of the exercise. So the first one was individuals and interactions over processes and tools. The second one is working solutions over comprehensive documentation. The third one is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. And then the fourth one is responding to change over following a plan. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're gonna do what we call a simulation exercise. It should be fairly quick. There's no right or wrong, but the goal is to work together as a team. So I believe everybody has at least 4 people to a team. So what we're gonna do is within your small group, we're gonna pick one of the values that we discussed, and we're gonna have a case study. And when we go into this case study, if we have enough time, hopefully we'll have enough time to kind of get through everybody, but if we don't, we're gonna probably just get through 2 or 3 examples and kind of go from there. And the key discussion points for this is, we'll get into this where, how did each group apply their chosen Agile principles to the consulting case study? What insights were gained from adapting Agile principles to specific consulting scenarios? And then, how can the lessons learned be transferred to actual consulting projects? So, before we get started, any questions or concerns there? Okay. Can we go back to the other slide that has all the values? Thank you. All right, so I guess we'll just kind of go around and we'll just pick from 1 to 4, and we'll kind of go from there. So how about I have both of you guys join one of these tables? We'll have 2 of you, maybe 1 here and then 1 here. And then we'll also have both of you over there. Probably just go with that group over there. Yep. And I think you guys are good. Or maybe just, you know what, we'll do this. 1, you go, 1 here, and then you join them over here. Alrighty, so I guess you guys can just pick the one that you want that resonates with you. But I do want all of us in here to go through all the 4. So if somebody picks it, sorry, you got to pick something else. I don't want everybody doing just one. Let's kind of go around and make it fair. Sounds good? All right. And we have 10 minutes for this exercise, so if you have any questions, let me know. Excuse me. Thank you. How are we on time? Are we good on time? Okay. Cool. No problem. How are we doing with time? What time?
It's 10:25.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. We started kind of late, so I don't know if we have a little bit of time to.
Next show is
30. Okay, cool. Okay. Hey, nice to meet you. Okay.
So if they do, are you going to directly say, I'm going to have Q&A at Suite 6?
Okay.
And then we can talk with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Because we only got 5 minutes change
Got it.
between the sessions.
Got it. Okay. And I try to wrap up the exercise really quickly, so yes. Because we had a little bit of late start, so yeah. Thank you. Y'all gotta come up with it. Y'all are the case study. Y'all gotta take one of those and then come up with a case study. Yes, yes. So sorry guys, in case I wasn't clear, we're gonna take one of these and come up with a case study. Yes, sorry, that wasn't clear. Yes. So it should be fairly quick. Like I said, remember, y'all are a team. If you operate as a team, it's gonna get done quick. Hey, morning.
While I have you, if anyone has question and answer.
Yeah, she told me.
Okay.
She told me. We're good.
All right, just
Y'all good? Mm-hmm. Deloitte Application Studios. Yes, enabling areas. Yeah. Anybody need about a minute or two? We almost done? Thank you, darling. Thank you. I love the conversations that I'm hearing. Yes. Love it. All right, all right. So are we good? We ready to present? All right, guys. So who who had individuals and interactions over processes and tools? Can I get a show of hands? Who had individuals and interactions over processes and tools? Who had that one? Nobody had that one? Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Who had that one? Nobody had that one? Okay, so let's get to two. Who had working solutions over comprehensive documentation? I see what you guys did there. Okay, okay. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation? Of course. Okay. And I did that on purpose. I was like, oh, I think I know where everybody's gonna lean to. Okay, so let's go with this table. Tell us your case study. What was it? Okay, let me hear like one. Let's hear one. Mm. Okay. 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 I like that. Okay. Round of applause for them. Did you guys get that? Okay. Okay. So who had responding to change over following a plan? Everybody should have that one, I'm sure. Let's go to this middle table over here with the red lip, right there. Yes. Yes. Right here. I love that. Love that. Awesome. Awesome. Round of applause for them too. Um, so anybody, the first two individuals interactions over processes and tools? Nobody? Off the top, what could we have talked about for that one? Yes. Oh. Let me have her go, and then we'll get to you after. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Okay. I love that. Okay. Because I was going to say something about that. Having a presentation, it doesn't work, then you will have to pivot. I love that. Okay. You were saying something, sir? Yes. Okay. 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 I love that. And for folks that might not be interested, be aware of what a UI is, this is a user interface. So in case you're like, wait, what is that? So yes, that was a great example. Um, Working solutions over comprehensive documentation. Did we anybody? Yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Round of applause, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed that case study. Can we go to the next slide, please? Last one. Yes, so key takeaways and closing checklists. I won't bore you with all the details on here, but basically, I hope you guys got value out of this workshop. Please show of hand if you enjoyed this workshop and you got some value out of it. Thank you, I appreciate it. So as I said, connect with me on LinkedIn. I would love to chat with you. We're definitely going to have a Q&A session in the next Sweet Six? Sweet Six, yes. So I'm open for more conversations. Please come by and we can definitely get into it as well. And also, I do want to invite you all to attend Agile and Brunch. It's going to be in DMV in June. Next slide, please. So Agile and Brunch, this is going to be year 3. Really, really excited. We started doing this in Atlanta post-pandemic, and this was due to Clubhouse. So the Agility Mindset Club grew to over 2,000 plus people from all over the globe that are obsessed with Agile like myself. A lot of them were people of color, and in our industry, it doesn't happen. So I'm also the founder of Agile and Brunch, and please would love to have you guys to attend. We are going to be having it in DMV, as I mentioned, this year. So that's going to be June 2024. Check us out on social media. We will definitely will be getting into more conversations around that. And as I said, I definitely would love to connect with you all. So thank you so much.